The Champions League semifinals are set, and they're looking quite spicy, but not as spicy as the top 5 race of the Premier League. And also, Bayern Munich has released maybe one of the ugliest home kits of the year. All that and more on this week's episode of Fool's Peace. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Pete, how we doing?
I've been in a food coma for the last 2 days. That's how I'm feeling.
It wasn't only regular Catholic Easter. It was also Greek Easter, Greaser, as some might say. And I'm going to be real. I put myself into a coma on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Lamb on the spit. I saw you were cooking yours.
Yeah, that was my first time. How'd
it go?
Pretty fun, actually. I don't know. I love cooking. So I never do the prepping. That's the first time I've ever done, the lamb prep.
You're going to get peed on your ass after this?
Yeah, well, I got Jimmy Seafood in my corner, maybe. I don't know.
That's true.
On top of the Easter festivities.
On top of Easter, on top of Christ rising from the dead, Manchester United rose from the dead.
Yeah, there's a lot of chaos happening across Europe. We'll get into it. We'll start in the Champions League. So, from our last episode, we only covered the first half of the quarterfinals. Got those out of the way. Now, we know where the semifinals are going to be. So the first part will go Arsenal Real Madrid, the most shocking result of the whole tournament so far.
Held it down 2-1, just left with a 5-1 aggregate win. I think just really sent a message. They stuck to the game plan that worked the first time. They didn't try to mastermind themselves or outsmart anyone. It's exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, I feel good. I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back there. I felt like I called it last episode where I was like, if Arsenal can get through the first 20 minutes without allowing any kind of really, really good shots on target and opportunities for Real Madrid to build up confidence and really force themselves onto the game, I think Arsenal could see this one out. And that's exactly what they did. And honestly, even though Madrid had more of the possession, I felt like Arsenal always looked more threatening. And
what's funny is they felt more threatening. Only 34% possession that game.
Yeah, but every time they were going forward, they were making the more threatening runs in between the lines and making those last minute passes. Also, Saka trying to do... there was the penalty in the beginning. Saka tried to do a Panenka. Bad on Saka.
Made up for it.
He did make up for it later by scoring that goal. So, good on him. But
I don't know if we can thank Saka for that goal or Anne Hathaway. I think the verdict's still out, though.
Or the refs. I felt I don't know. Actually, that was... Never mind. I take it back. That was for the penalty giving. But
Anne Hathaway carried a lot of weight in this game. I'll say it.
Madrid seemed frustrated. They could not break down Arsenal. They kept trying to do the same thing over and over. They're trying to beat them down the line, get the low brawl cross back into the runners, and it just wasn't working. They were the crosses weren't hitting. It just wasn't there, and it felt like every second ball, Arsenal was there, winning every tackle. They were good with their passes. They weren't having these loose, inaccurate passes. And look, you can't win it every year, Madrid. You can't
win it every year. I just think I love Martinelli scoring in the 93rd just to really dig it in.
Yeah, just to hey, we're just I know it's over, but we're just gonna make sure.
Just take shit.
Just yeah. It's always good. Look, we need some fresh new blood winning it, and Arsenal provides an opportunity. They haven't won it before, and maybe this might be their best chance since I think the last time they got to the semifinals, I think, was 2011. Mm-hmm. They lost to Barca that year, but maybe their best chance to get back to the finals since 2006. I don't know. But
moving on though, Inter Bayern ended up being quite exciting, mostly in the second half. The first half was kind of a snoozer, not too much happened, but then the floodgates opened when Kane ripped a shot in at 52. Yeah. At the 52nd minute, and then it just slugfest for essentially 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Lautaro Martinez, Benjamin Pavard kind of helped secure that win for Inter. But I mean, that again, that late goal that Bayern gave up in the first leg, like was a freaking determining factor, like the deciding goal. I mean, if they don't like, at the end of the first leg, Mueller scores the goal, ties it up 1-1 with 5 minutes left. You're thinking, all right, maybe Bayern can get a late one, or just we're going to go 1-1 and going into the San Siro. But Fratese scored last week and pushed it through. I mean, this is this seems like very strong Italian stereotypical Inter Milan, like mercenary Inter Milan. I think this is a mercenary team. I don't know.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of old guys, then they got a mix of some guys in their prime, and they're just doing it. And it's going to be interesting. They're not going to take any days off. There might be like one of the more informed out of these four teams. They might be the most. I don't know if they're going to be the most informed, but like maybe the one that is consistently like, because they're going to be in a title race for Serie A with Napoli. Their title in points, so they're going to be on their A game, and they're going to catch Barcelona next round in the semis, and who knows? So let's move into the semifinal matchups here. So
Really quick,
okay,
just talking about a lot of old guys. I almost half of Inter Milan's squad is above the age of 35.
over like who's over 30? I know there's
Mkhitaryan is 36.
Arnautovic.
Darmian is 35. Francisco Acerbi, 37. Sommer, 36. And then you also have Çalhanoğlu, who is 31. And then Pavard, who's and getting to that, he's 29. Not that that's an old age by any means, but like
He's in his prime physically.
two, three, four. Four of your 11 are over the age of 35, and they were surgical.
Dang, that is. Damn,
Inter-repping a old squad, and they still got something to show for it. I think that shows, like, when you have a team that blends and meshes well and like works as cogs in the system, it doesn't. I feel like it just doesn't show as much.
Yeah, like these are all guys who, at one point or another, like have been through some crazy times in their careers. I mean,
Absolutely.
who are we? Out of the two legs, who do you think? What's your kind of preview?
I mean, Arsenal PSG. If they keep the form, I think it's Arsenal. I think PSG are masters of choking. Honest, it's almost like an unstoppable force meets an immovable object of choke jobs.
Yeah, it is because they're both choke jobs in their own.
I don't know who I could pick here. I'm gonna go Arsenal because I do think they're the stronger squad. I think it's really gonna come down to who outplays the other team worse.
Yeah, I think I said this last episode, but after that Liverpool matchup and also the first leg against Aston Villa, I feel like this PSG team could win it. That second leg in against Aston Villa really brought up some old scars, some scar tissue from previous times PSG has bottled it. Now, the only thing I feel like that PSG basically has going for them is that they're healthy and they have Ligue 1 basically wrapped up, so they can really just kind of focus in on how to prepare for Arsenal. While Arsenal, on the other hand, they're dealing with some injuries here. A lot of key players like Gabriel, they're starting center back next to Saliba's out. Jorginho out with the rib. Havertz is out. Kelly Fiore's out, and yeah. So that part is a little like some key guys that would be helpful in this matchup would are being missed. I'm still. I want to say I don't want to say that Real Madrid game was a fluke because it wasn't a fluke. I'm gonna go with PSG. I just like the way they're playing. The way they attack and the way and their attacking players are super threatening, and I love that midfield three. I love that midfield three. They got two workhorse engines in Neves and Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz, and they can pick out good passes and slice through defensive lines. And then you got, Hakimi, who's playing a wing back but is really like an extra winger darting down the line. Like can Arsenal's back line really keep up with that? That's my thinking there. So I'm still gonna go with PSG.
That's fair. I think it's going to be a close one regardless.
And then on the other side, Inter Milan and Barcelona.
It's almost like the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what team's going to just put their heart into it and scrap it out? Like, I feel like it's almost like the opposite of choke jobs. Like, two teams that I feel like have been quite efficient at what they're trying to do. I'm going to go Barcelona strictly off bias. I like this Barca team. I've been saying it every week we talk about them. I think they're a fun squad. They're younger. Maybe they just find a way to work around that team. But I know Inter's going to be working late night shifts trying to figure out how to break it down.
Eddie, what do you think? Give us your take, Eddie.
Oh, you can't say that on the air.
That's edit that out. Oh, get that out of here. I think Barcelona is the better team. The way that Rafinha and Lamine Yamal have been playing, although it looks like here that maybe Lewandowski has a little bit of a knock, so that's going to be interesting. So I guess maybe either do they put in Ferran Torres or maybe Fermin Lopez. I don't know. It's like a false nine. That's going to be interesting. Some of the injuries for both of these teams will be causes for concern to look at. The only way I see it this way, I see Barcelona is going to go play their style, going to play the way they want to play, the free flowing attacking, and I can see that working very well. The way I can see Inter winning this game is basically dark sorcery, Italian defensive magic. That's how I look at it. They're going to be more. I think they're going to be the more physical team. I think they're going to be the more creative on the counter attacking. I don't think they're going to care about letting Barcelona have all the possession. I felt like that's what Bayern had. Bayern had most of the possession both games. That to me is the only way I can see Inter winning here. If you tell me Inter somehow wins, I'm not shocked.
I think it could really go. I think when I tell you, I think it's like 55-45 Barca.
Yeah, and if this goes into penalties, God knows what could happen. So I still think it's Barca, and I guess it's going to be a PSG Barca final for us.
I'm going to go Arsenal Barca, but I think it will be Barcelona moving on. Can't wait to eat my words as per usual, but I think these will be very exciting games.
Arsenal fans,
I'm very much looking forward to these semifinals.
Hey, Arsenal fans and Arsenal friends, don't be mad because he's giving you guys some props. That's a lot from him. Chelsea guy giving you shit all the time.
I'm usually one to just absolutely dunk on him if I can, but
yeah. Anyway, moving on to the real trophy that matters, the Europa League.
For sure.
Also, side note, sorry, this is so funny. When PSG played Aston Villa on Tuesday night, they played the Europa League anthem instead of the Champions League anthem. Just thought that's kind of funny. And all the PSG players were like, what the fuck is this sound? Because they never play in the Europa League. But anyway, thought that was a fun tidbit to bring up. We typically don't talk about Europa League, but I felt like we had to talk about this because this was just a crazy, chaotic, bedlam matchup here between my Manchester United and actually one of my favorite like hipster French teams that I like. I don't know if that really makes any sense, but I like Olympique Lyonnais from a while ago. I'm always kind of a fan of them, seeing how they do. But so recapping, basically in the first leg, it was a 2-2 draw. Basically because Andre Onana doesn't know how to fucking goalkeep. United took a 2-1 lead in like the 85th minute, and then basically at the death, one of the Olympique Lyonnais players struck a nice ball straight at Onana, who then parried it right back into a Olympique Lyonnais player, Ryan Cherki, and tied it all up, going 2-2 back to Old Trafford. Now, United's form at Old Trafford this year, particularly in the Premier League, and overall, it just has been bad this season. It's not a fortress like it once was before. But United started out the best team. Went up 2-0 by goals from Manuel Ugarte and Diego Dalot. Two goal lead going into half. We're up 4-2 on aggregate. We're coasting. Then it all kind of changed after this one moment. There was this moment where Alejandro Garnacho had a breakaway. Just basically, there was a defender trailing him, and it's almost him and the defender, and then the goalkeeper. He cuts the defender up, and then it's just one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and whiffs a beautiful chance to go have a 3-goal aggregate lead, and maybe kind of break the back of Lyon. Instead, Lyon just basically erase a 2-goal deficit, and were the better team for like the last 30 to 25 to 30 minutes. Go into extra time, and it's basically looking not good. Ryan Cherchi scores a goal, and then Alexander Lacazette gets a penalty, and they go up 2 goals on aggregate against United. I'm like, this is it. It's over. It's done. I turned off the game, actually. I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. This was the only...
And it's hard to argue with you to do so.
This was the only thing. This was the only thing that was keeping the season alive. If, that was it. Because the rest of the season would have been nothing. It was just going to be wasting everybody's time and effort. Somehow, in 10 minutes, this is a team that struggles to score goals. Scored 3 goals in the last 10 minutes of the game. So basically, Casemiro is awarded a penalty. Bruno Fernandes slots it in, gets 1 goal back. Then, keep pushing forward. Kobe Mainu in the tight space scores a beauty of a curler. Like, low curler beauty. And the Old Trafford crowd erupts. Then, as the whistle goes again, we get the ball and we're pushing. At this point, Lyon's just holding for the defense, trying to get it to penalties now. Casemiro chips a beautiful ball to our number 9, the best number 9 we have in this team, Harry Maguire.
I think you just got to start ripping the striker.
And wins it.
You got Harry Maguire striker. We need to start seeing it.
He's the best. He's our best striker. Oh my god. I couldn't believe it. I got home, I look at my phone, and I thought it was just the notifications to inform me that United lost in devastating fashion. Instead, it's one of the craziest comebacks I've seen as like watching United religiously. It's just fantastic. It's amazing. Keeps the season going. We're going to play Athletic Bilbao in semis, and it's going to be tough. Bilbao's a good team. Nico Williams is pretty good from what I can tell. He's awesome. He was awesome in the Euros, and he's been having a good season. And Bilbao's going to be really pushing for it because the Europa League final this year is in the San Mamés, which is Bilbao's home stadium. So stay tuned. You'll hear more of the Europa League of United advance. But moving over to our bread and butter here, Premier League recap. And the last couple of weeks we've been talking about the race for the top five places in the Premier League. You want to start off? You want to start off here with Ipswich and Arsenal?
Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, ass whooping. Just an ass whooping. Honestly, I want to give a special hater shout out to Davis, who I had in fantasy, who brought me down 9 points for his red card, and also doesn't help that they went down, conceded 4 goals. So fuck you, Davis, personally. Besides that, I mean,
that's an Ipswich player, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's their left back. He's actually I think he's actually a pretty solid player. I wouldn't be shocked to see him move after this, but just embarrassed. Just put him into the ground. I mean, they should put him into the ground. I mean,
Yeah.
it's opposite ends of the table. None of this was shocking to me.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's kind of like with 6 games to go, we all know who the 3 relegated teams are going to be. It's the 3 teams that came up this year that got relegated. Kind of sad to see that. But yeah, Arsenal did what they needed to do here. I was going to say Arsenal was having a bad kind of trend of like Premier League results. I think they were like drawing and then drawing a lot more and not winning. And if they didn't win this game, let's just say if they lost, they kind of would have been brought into this the mud here with this chaos. But instead, they extended the title race for another week. So Liverpool has to wait another week.
We're not done yet, kids.
Yeah, they're like, not so fast, my friend. Next game here was probably the biggest one of the weekend in terms of implications, I would say. Aston Villa 4, Newcastle 1. I was looking forward to this game. This was going to be like a pretty fun game to watch, and it was good for up until the 64th minute, and then it all hell blew over here and like destroyed it, turned it on its head. Ian Matson got the thing started after breaking the deadlock, and then Dan Burn had an own goal, and Amadou Onana had a belter as well. And I think Ollie Watkins also scored in the beginning. So, I mean, just really blew them out of the water here. Kind of sucks for Newcastle. Newcastle was on a good run here, and losing this game kind of deflates it a little bit.
I'm not mad at it, though.
Helps you guys. That's right. I forget.
Not mad at it. Not at all.
Speaking of you guys, what happened with Chelsea this weekend?
I think the best way I can explain what happened with Chelsea this weekend, I started off in the 20th minute texting in our group chat, our soccer group chat, saying Jeff Bezos needs to stop sending random women to space and instead send Enzo Maresca into the sun. It ended with the 93rd minute with me sending a text, "Love you, Enzo Maresca. Always believed in you from the start. Let's go Chelsea."
This is also very, very stereotypical behavior. He does this every weekend.
It's. Why am I sweating games to Fulham? Damn it! I turned my camera popped off.
That's what happens. That's what happens.
Why am I sweating games to Fulham? We literally depend on George, who is, I believe, 18 years old, and then Pedro Neto to clutch up with a beauty of a goal, I might say. Like, I can't believe he scored it. Like, I don't think he could believe he scored it. We just look so lost, man. We won. It felt gross. Like, it felt good, but the fact that I had to sit there and discuss for 83 minutes before I had a hint of hope is just, I don't know. Like, I think if I had to break it down, we've already talked about it. I don't even know if it's worth getting rid of Maresca as much as I like joke, because I don't know like what's gonna happen if we replace him. The same shit. Like, it's not worth it right now.
And again, who would you replace him with?
Exactly. Like, I don't know who would touch our club right now. Like, it's clear we have issues, and I hope Chelsea focuses hard on signing a striker, a proper keeper, and proper defenders. Are they going to do this? Probably not. But I think it's just very clear that, like, because I think our midfield is strong. Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, and Moises Caicedo it's a killer trio. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone's denying that. I think that's, with a proper team around him, that's one of the best midfielders in the world right now. It's what's in front of and behind them that makes me sick to my stomach every week. So, glad to get a win. Desperate for those points. It's going to be a very crucial 5 points going ahead, and I'm going to be real, a little scared. It's going to be interesting, and honestly, the only reason I even want to make Champions League is for, like, I guess, financial purposes. It'll give us more money coming in to possibly spend on players, because I'll be real with you, I think if we make the Champions League with this squad, we're just getting knocked out in the next round, like first round. I don't think we'd make a strong
league
campaign.
phase, you're saying?
Yes, like I don't think we would have a very good chance of making it through with this current squad.
Mm. I mean, look, I don't know. Fulham this year's actually been pretty good. Um, they're in ninth place right now, and I don't, you know, you should be kind of sweating that one a little bit because they're good. But yeah, I feel you. I mean, you guys are in a better position than us. Hopefully, you guys are going to keep winning here, and help kind of ease that. Get the benefits of the Champions League. Yeah, your squad. I mean, we've said it ad nauseum here. This squad is over bloated, and it seems like some of them are meshing with the tactics, some of them are not. He's kind of finding the guys he likes, and then kind of uh, pushing out the other guys that he doesn't. It's just there's too many people, there's too much. But if you go for Champions League next year, like you need it, sadly, you kind of need like a bloated, not a bloated squad, but you kind of need a lot of these guys for depth purposes.
Let's see what happens. This transfer window is gonna, I think, speak.
Yeah, you got like
It's gonna speak loud what we do. I know we're talking about clearing out a lot of dead wood, so we'll see what happens. But
yeah, City beats Everton 2-0, kind of status quo. They're kind of revving up again now. I mean, little too late, but just kind
once
of
again,
confirming that
they're that. I mean, they should be winning. It's like these are games like teams should be winning.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they've kind of gotten over their bad patch, but obviously just trying to make sure they get it. And then,
Yeah.
Yesterday on Monday, Spurs and Forest played. Big result for Forest here. I said last week Forest has lost. They've lost two on the trot there, and now they get a good solid win here to like keep them pretty much in the thick of it in this race. It was early goals from Elliot Anderson and Chris Wood. Charleston pulled one back in the 87th, but Spurs is like United this year, like torched by injuries and just bad passages of play. And I heard a rumor today, or saw a rumor today. It seems like regardless, because Spurs is also still in the Europa League. They're in the semifinals. They're going to be playing Bodo Glimt up in the Arctic Circle, some like Norwegian team. They regardless if he wins the Europa League, it doesn't.
Bless you.
Thank you. Doesn't sound like he's staying.
I think the project's a failure at this point. Like it doesn't help, but
I don't know. It doesn't.
I think the problem is they got him some players. Levy's not spending. It's hard to tell, but the problem is I think what the pieces he would need to fix the project, I don't think they're willing to give him.
And that's the problem with Spurs.
Yeah.
So
what are you going to do? You need someone that's willing to work with nothing. And I think he's like a system manager. Not a system manager, but he's someone that like when you put him in, he needs his pieces.
Yeah, he has his philosophy that and a style of play that he likes. And I think that style has actually also hurt him. It's been detrimental to him. Now, granted, Spurs has also had this crazy, terrible like injury bug this year. Like a lot of guys. Like I think the back line. This like I don't know if they played this Monday or the game before, but that was like the first time their back line has played since like the beginning of the season. Like, yeah. But I think where he's kind of shot himself in the foot here is when the writing was on the wall, where right now like the team's not meshing and the results aren't going their way. I know there's something about trying to stay true to your core principles. It's kind of something what's going on here with Ruben Amorim at United. You want to stay true to the style of play. You don't want to change. But I do feel there's maybe you got to do some type of tweaking here. And I don't know, maybe he has, and it just hasn't worked out. But yeah, when you also have Daniel Levy as your chairman, and they don't spend they spend, but they don't. I don't know if it's the caliber of player that they're getting or it's just not working out. But I don't know. It's sad to see Ange go. He's a good character. And he'll probably get another big job. Maybe not a bigger job than Spurs, but maybe something equivalent to it somewhere else, and maybe we can see like the fruits of his labor.
Wishing him the best. Definitely want to keep it going. I mean, it's the Greek in me that wants me to see him succeed. But
And then the last game, this actually happened today as of recording. Another big one. Man City 2, Villa 1. So I felt like Villa getting that result over the weekend against Newcastle, I feel like also then is canceled out by this result. If they won these back-to-back games, I think Villa would have been like just steamrolling into the Champions League qualification again for the second year. But Matthias Nunes stoppage time goal at the end there to help propel City. So good result for City. I
yeah,
mean,
no.
yeah. Let's see. You want to go over the result? Let's see the standings. What are the standings right now?
I mean, where we're sitting at right now, we have Liverpool sitting at the top of the table, of course, as per status quo. Arsenal, only 13 points behind them. Or no, yes.
Yeah, yeah. You did the math.
No, the math right. I did the math right. Only 13 points.
The math is
Manchester City at 61. So even they're in a second place fight here.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest also in that kind of same battle with 60 points. Newcastle with 59, Chelsea with 57, and Aston Villa with also with 57. And we do have a game in hand on Villa, which is nice to know.
Yeah.
The fifth place spot is not. It's this 3 through 6 spot or 3 through 7 spot is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's what we've been focusing on. It's fun. I mean, if you're a fan of this team, you're like.
I feel like Arsenal in the 2010s. Just like I hope we get fourth.
Death,
Fucking
taxes,
God.
and Arsenal always getting top 4.
Crazy.
But
yeah. I think that about wraps it up for the main soccer news and matches over the weekend. Now on to our bread and butter, as we like to say. We got some kit leaks.
We do got some kit leaks.
Specifically, 13 kit leaks.
Yeah, but they're all the big ones. All the ones that everyone really cares about.
Yeah. I mean, so we have all of the kit leaks essentially for Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Juventus, Inter Milan, PSG, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich.
Yeah, yes. And also to preface this is more of a mock-up of some leaks. So it's not the final product, and this is as a courtesy of Bleacher Report Football.
Yes.
So that's the one thing that we want to just kind of be clear about.
We'll kind of speed run through them a little bit here because there's a lot to search through. But, I mean, starting off, Liverpool, going back to Adidas. I mean, they're getting that Team Geist style. It's very plain Jane in the best way possible. I think it works great with this time. I mean, this is like a must-buy kit, I think, if you're looking at a fan. This kit's sick.
Yeah, I mean, this was the biggest probably kit story, kit news event, like, of big teams that were switching brands. It was that. The Liverpool Nike collab, kind of, like, fine. Like,
it's Nike. It's Nike giving the bare minimum as per usual.
Like, a little underwhelming. Like, there were some good kits. They had some decent kits, I would say. Like, I remember that cream away one from a couple years ago was really nice. But Liverpool back with their true love, Adidas. And then it looks like we got Juventus here.
Juventus, this rendering is making me like it more than the initial leaks. When I first saw it, it wasn't doing much for me. I thought it was too much going on, but obviously this is a render. It's working a little more. I don't love it. I don't know if I'd buy it if I was a Juve guy, but it's not as bad as I first thought.
You know, if they keep this kind of pink trim for the Team Geist template and also for the badge, I kind of like it more because then it gives it like that distinct feeling and you know, differentiates from other Inter kits that we've seen the last couple years. But I mean, yeah, I would not get this one. This is not my style. I don't like it when they do like
I
big thick stripes within thin stripes and like just all over the place with it.
I think it would sit comfortably in the bottom of like a weared out section.
Yeah, maybe a decent for me. I don't know.
Somewhere in between. I'm not mad either way. But
Yeah.
moving on to Spurs, I am a sucker for the centering. I don't think the Nike template's killing it here. I don't hate this. I kind of put it. I would like put it in the same range as the Juve kit, like high decent, low wear it out. I think Spurs are lucky in the sense that they are blessed with this like good color pattern.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh
I
I
don't hate it
like
though.
I like this. I think the only change I would make to it is swap the Spurs badge with the Nike badge. Like
Yeah, either way.
I would put the Nike badge above. But I like that they've been more so incorporating the navy blue into like obviously this year's kit. I like this year's kit a lot. But still keeping that navy blue feel into it is really nice because it's just when they do the all white kit, it's too plain and really the all white kind of belongs to Real Madrid. That look per
Yeah.
se. But no, I like this. I kind of like this for Spurs.
The Arsenal kit to look at next. I think it's a beauty. I think it's kind of it's the team guys kit. The colors are working. It's kind of like the same, almost like the same spiel I gave the Liverpool kit. Like it's just clean. The template's great. The colors
Yeah,
work with it.
they do
I,
this little base layer with the old school, like the old English Arsenal A in there. I don't know if you can see that.
oh, I can't. No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that's a little cool design feature there.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
seeing that now.
I don't hate it. It's still very clean. I like the rounded collar too, but it's fine. Like the A thing, if you're an Arsenal guy, you probably would really like this a lot. But it seems it's like it's a good wear it out, I would say.
Moving to PSG. I mean, we just talked about this last week. I think this kit's still just like a beauty. It's so nice.
I think this might be the one I might get this one. I really like this a lot. I
The
like
center the centering plays so well, and I love the Eiffel Tower design.
yeah, the inspiration from the Eiffel Tower is pretty nice. Love that. I love it when they go when the navy blue's a little bit deeper and it's more of like a kind of black almost look. I really like that a lot. And then it helps pop with like the red and the white better, in my opinion. The color contrasting. Yeah, that's an easy beauty.
The Atletico Madrid. I mean, yeah, it's pretty par for the course. I think this is an easy wear it out.
Super clean. Love the stripes. Stripes are good here. They didn't do anything stupid or try to be over complicated. Just nice and simple. Um, just great design overall. Just simple and clean.
Shout out Kingdom Hearts. The Chelsea kit. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I feel like we got some pretty interesting renders for what it was supposed to look like. It was incorporating like a red collar a little bit.
Mhm.
This is like back in like November, and the more the official designs came out, the less interesting. It's fine. Honestly, like a lot of people like really trash talked the home kit for this year. I think it's better. I think it's at least more interesting. There's more design to it. This doesn't really like it's kind of got that like white design going on in the back, like this kind of like it almost feels like a safer version of this year's home kit. Like it's decent.
Yeah,
I would nothing. It doesn't really do much for me. I'll be honest.
I think it's decent. I kind of think it is better than this year's kit. I think just because it's a simpler design, uh, helps it. I feel like this kit this year is a little kind of chaotic, and I don't know, but I mean, the Nike Chelsea designs have been just Absolute garbage.
I pray every day.
Besides
we
that
get
kit,
back to Adidas.
besides last year's kit, like pretty garbage.
Moving on to Inter. I'm gonna say it. I miss Inter's old crest so much. It feels like if that felt like such an unnecessary crest update. Still to this day, their old one is just. I feel like it's looked so much cleaner. I think I would like this kit more if they didn't do this kind of like teal design on the Nike and the crest. I think if they just went white, I would like it more. But it almost feels. I don't know. It's like I kind of like double take every time I see it.
Yeah, it's the Inter Milan badge. It was like an unnecessary badge update. Like
Yeah,
there was
like I thought
nothing
theirs was
wrong.
super clean.
There was nothing wrong with the badge at all. Like it was pretty distinct. If everyone knew who it was, like there was no like denying like yeah, that's Inter Milan. Uh yeah, I mean I kind of agree with you. I don't like the secondary color here, this teal that they were using on the Nike and the badge. I think they needed something to make it pop a little bit more. I'm also not a fan of the stripe design this year. It just it's like it's fine. Like I don't know. They've done it better in years past. And then obviously the freaking bets and sport sponsorship is just dog water.
But you know what's not dog water? It's Real Madrid kit.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
We talked
Big
about
fan.
it a lot. It's just clean, classic. It screams Galacticos era.
Yeah. It also like everyone was saying it kind of gives them that 2009 CR9, not
little,
CR7,
yeah.
CR9 vibes.
With the kind of mock neck a little.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I'll be real. This could be up there in contention for my jersey this year. My jersey purchase this year. I could see this in the long sleeve. Could be kind of sick.
Yeah, I could see. No, this is I talked about it last week. I love the yellow piping on the Team Geist, and I love like they have a little gray kind of vent blocking there underneath on the torso, kind of underneath the armpits, which is really nice. Kind of You don't see that color too often on the Madrid home, but
yeah. Moving on to the city kits. I'm kind of into this.
You like the sash? I know you're not a sash guy.
I think I'm just wishy-washy. I don't think I'm one way or the other. I think I'm like, if you do it well, I'm in. I kind of like this design. I think it's a very like modern take. I think it's fun. I don't think it's too like, I think you keeping the badge placement there with the kind of like, I'm gonna call it kind of like light speed-esque flash. I'm not quite sure what they're going for, because it's not quite like a paint stroke.
Yeah, it's not a paint stroke. Yeah, I think so too. It's kind of like like you said, kind of like a not a bolt of lightning either. It's more like a streamline, like
I think if it was like a lightning bolt, I wouldn't like it as much, but I like it. I like what it's going for here. It feels like kind of like futuristic almost.
Hear me out, and I'm not trying to, and this is not me having the United bias or trying to be a hater. I feel like City doesn't have like a calling, like when it comes to their kit. Like to them it's the color, it's the sky blue color, and I get that, but like it just doesn't feel distinct. I don't know. I feel like they have a hard time when it comes to the kits. I feel like they have a hard time finding like that, iconic like look.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it's just baby blue and white, and then you work with it.
Yeah, but I think
I don't know if I agree. To be honest, I don't know if I kind of 100% understand what you're going at here.
I think what I'm trying to get at is like, what I'm trying to get at here is I don't know, their branding to me always feels like, I feel like their kits never like identify them as as a club. I guess you know what I'm saying.
I don't, because the second I see a Man City kit, I know it's a Man City kit before I have to see the crest. So I'm gonna hard disagree on this. Right. I feel like when I see that baby blue, there's not another club I think of in the world.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Anyway, this Barcelona kit, growing on me. I don't know if it's the render.
It might be the better rendering, because we talked about it last week, and I felt like last week you were kind of more on the negative side of it. You weren't really feeling it.
It's kind of more. I'm almost like it's kind of like the same deal as the Juve kit, where it's better now that I'm kind of seeing it like on a potential render on person. And what it could look like. I don't think it looks bad. I'm kind of into it. I think it's closer, more in the wear it out section. I'm not saying I would buy it. I prefer this year's home kit more, but I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I think this year's home kit is better. This isn't actually, yeah, like you said, now that we have a better rendering and seeing it on a player, it does look better. I think this kind of gives me more of that mid 2000s type of Barca vibe, like right before like the Messi era happened. It's giving me that kind of vibe. We're still feeling like Ronaldinho and Samuel Eto'o leading the charge vibe. But yeah, it looks better here. And then moving on to United. You know what? I like the pin if they're going with this type of sleeve design and around the collar. I like that a lot. I was looking at some other renderings, and it seems like what they're utilizing. This is a stadium tribute jersey. Essentially, we know how, but different take. They're basically using like the support beams, like the iconic support beams that are at the top of Old Trafford. But they're implementing it into the shoulder design, which actually kind of creates a cool design around there. So I'm not hating it as much as some of the other ones. So, I mean, I would stay where this is more falling in my wear it out. I have to see more in person.
Sure.
But that's how I'm feeling about this.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
This Bayern kit is dog shit.
Ruining the team geist. Fucking gradients.
They're doing the opposite of what Arsenal and Liverpool did. Like, if you keep it simple as fuck and you play to your colors, you can get just what almost feels like a timeless kit out of this template. And instead, you get this weird like gradient, like I don't know if it's a paint stroke. I don't know if
it's like a paint dripping. It's like paint dripping down the wall.
It's fucking awful. They had such potential to just make a classic, like a Team Geist Bayern kit. This should have been a walk in the park, like home run.
I would have loved it if they maybe implemented a little bit of the blue. I don't think Bayern's really about the blue anymore, but if they would have implemented a little bit of the blue on the Team Geist, could have been real nice. But nah, they're like, yeah, let's go with this garbage.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
Yeah. There's like another photo on here that shows an even worse one.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It's just, it almost feels like, it kind of reminds me like the printer ran out of ink.
Yeah.
A little bit. That's the vibe I'm getting, which isn't a good thing by any means. Yeah. Not that it sounded like it was, but yeah, it doesn't really do it for me. I'm going to be honest. That does it for another week of Fullest Peace. We will see you all next week. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next week. Cheers, my friends.
See you guys.